Hey, it's me, Vicki Marie, and I thought I would just show you the Lori Vallow sentence in the state. She broke her silence when it came to she was found guilty of murder, of course, of her 2 children, and also Tammy Daybell, the wife of her new husband. And I'd advise you to, I'll put a link in the description box for my video about Lori and what happened. And her partner, Chad, goes on trial next year for this similar things. It's an absolutely, it's one of those cases that makes you speechless. This woman sort of was left, killed her own children for a start, and then left her basically a pile of bodies behind her. But this is what she had to say in her sentencing. Honest to God, it is surreal, because, you know, for Lori, God is on her side. Well, as you'll see, this is what she says. Let me just go back to the beginning.
She said she needed to show me some things to my children and Tammy.
Let's just see.
I would like to start by quoting John from the New Testament in the Bible. In John chapter 8, verse 7, Jesus says, "He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at her." Then in verse 15, Jesus says, "Ye judge after the flesh, I judge no man. And yet if I judge, my judgment is true."
So, you know, I mean, she is like a religious nut, but how dare she really say that? Jesus said, "Let he is who is without sin." I mean, fair enough, but there's quite a big difference between sin. You know, we have all sinned. I've sinned, but I didn't kill my children, two of them, and conspire to kill the wife of my partner because she was in the way. And there are lots of, if you watch the video, she's got off lightly to just be held accountable for these deaths, to be honest.
Jesus knows me, and Jesus understands me. I mourn with all of you who mourn my children and Tammy. Jesus Christ knows the truth of what happened here. Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case. Accidental deaths happen. Suicides happen. Fatal side effects from medications happen. I have a different perspective in life because in 2002, when I was pregnant with Tylee, I died in the hospital while in labor with her. They tried to stop my labor. They put me on the table and they put something in my IV, and I felt my spirit falling to the floor.
Yeah, no, she had this. I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment because, you know, you get done for copyright. But she had this near-death experience. This is what started it all for Lori. I mean, she was a religious person, I think, but after this near-death experience that she had, you know, I think before that she was what you'd say a normal religious person. I mean, a lot of people are religious, aren't they? And it doesn't mean they kill their children or, you know, well, she literally has left a trail of bodies in her wake. Not just her children, not just Tammy. There's two husbands that is thought that she was probably involved in their deaths, but that hasn't been, you know, brought to the fore. So it's, you know, it's quite, it's quite shocking, isn't it? Because she doesn't, in her statement, as we're going to carry on reading in a minute. I'm trying to find, I found it on Sky News, because they're quite good. They don't bother you for copyright on. So let's have a look at Sky News. Then I can be a bit more confident.
I was standing near my pregnant body, watching the doctors try to revive me, which took them a few minutes. In that time, my sister Stacy was standing to my left. I turned to hug her and was surprised that her spirit was as tangible as a physical body, because I knew I...
Yeah, she's, two of her sisters seem to be dead. I'm not quite sure what happened to them. Let's just have a look. Maybe she had something to do with that. I don't know. Anyway, so she's claiming that in this near-death experience, and I believe in near-death experiences, but do they turn you into a murderer? You know, why did she kill? How did you, she killed her children, or she was complicit in killing her children. Oh, gosh. So, Laurie's older sister, Stacey Lynn Cox Cope, died aged 31 in 1998. Very few details are known about her death, and the cause is unclear. And Laurie has been investigated in connection with at least 4 deaths, including her and Stacey's brother, Alex Cox. So, yeah, her brother was one of these mysterious deaths, although he's thought to be the one. He's thought to have been like the enforcer, the one that killed the others. And then suddenly he died. She's surrounded by unexplained deaths her whole life. Her whole life she's been surrounded by unexplained deaths. Anyway, let's go back to the video.
I was in spirit and she was in spirit. She said she needed to show me some things, and we went to heaven. I later returned to my body. Because of this experience, I have access to heaven and the spirit world. Since then, I have had...
So she's saying because of this experience, she has access to heaven and the spirit world.
Many communications from people now living in heaven, including my children, Tylee Ashlyn and Joshua Jackson, my sisters, Stacy and Lolly, my aunts and my uncles, and my grandparents. I have had many communications.
So she lost 2 sisters. She said Stacy and Lolly. So what about Lolly Cox? What happened to her? Goodness me. I didn't know about her sisters. Alex Cox, Stacey Cox. What about Lolly Cox? I can't find anything quickly for Lolly Cox. Anyway, so I need to look into that another time. There's always something else to look into, isn't there?
Communications with Jesus Christ, the Savior of this world, and our heavenly parents. I've had many angelic visitors have come and communicated with me and even manifested themselves to me. Because of these communications, I know for a fact that my children are happy and busy in the spirit world.
Well, there you go. She knows for a fact her children are happy and busy in the spirit world that she dispatched them off to. Oh, gosh. Anyway, you'll be glad to know the judge just didn't fall for any of it. And she's been given a life sentence, I'm presuming without parole. So let's just have a look, just check exactly what the sentence was. Yeah, life in prison. Yeah, multiple fixed life terms in prison with no possibility of parole. That's what she was sentenced by Judge Stephen Boyce and Good. Now, next year, the trial begins of Chad Daybell, who's her current husband, for the similar crimes, for the murder of Laurie's children, also for the murder of his wife, Tammy, because they wanted literally 2 weeks after Tammy died, Laurie and Chad got married. And her brother died, who was thought to be involved in the whole thing as well. Her children had disappeared. Laurie and Chad then went off on honeymoon to Hawaii, despite the fact that her children were missing at the time. And then eventually her children were found in the grounds of Chad Daybell's property, and they had been murdered. So there you go. That's the devil mum, Laurie Vallow. At least she's going to prison for the rest of her life, but she's okay because Jesus comes to visit her, and also at manifestations of angels, according to her, and she sees her children playing in heaven, and she knows they're happy and busy. So that is one hell of a very, very strange woman, that one. But anyway, okay, so I just thought, I've been meaning to do this for a while, update you on the verdict. As I say, I'll put a link for the video so you can watch the actual background to the trial, etc., and learn a bit about Laurie and the bodies she's left in her wake over many years. And I didn't know that one about her sister, so there's another one to add. Her sister Stacy died in mysterious circumstances also. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Anyway, remember to always live and love very carefully and wisely. I'll see you soon in the next video, and until then, may your God go with you. Thank you.